Hello, I am Karla Kolb. I am a fiber artist and also an art educator in Fauquier County in Warrenton, Virginia. And I'm going to show you some of my work that I've done over the past couple of years. One of my first pieces that I did was a series of 3 dolls, and they represent me as a young child through my 20s, my mother, and then also my father. I like to work with embroidery because it's a way for me to what's the word I'm looking for? To stitch my feelings, to sort of penetrate through the fabric every emotion and feeling that I have about some of my past experiences. These 3 dolls represent my relationship with my family, also my memories as a child, and then also my experiences as a woman, trying to navigate the world of being female. And I had a lot of experiences, I should say, growing up, where I was in a very male-dominated environment with an Italian father who sometimes was a bit aggressive. We had a lot of yelling in my family, and also had a lot of screaming and sometimes there was just a lot of negativity. So with all of the things that are on here that I've embroidered, it's either words that have been said to me by my family members, such as my mother and my father, or a past boyfriend, or even somebody walking down the street, some male saying something to me, something supposedly complimentary, but could have also had a negative connotation to it. And my parents had a very interesting relationship where it was a very traditional household where my father was the dominant figure and my mother was more submissive. So there are some things in here like my father being aggressive and saying, "God damn it, Francine," where it was many times things weren't just good enough for him. And there was a lot of things where my father continued to be aggressive, where he slapped me in the face, and that is depicted right here. And he had said to me, "You're not my daughter," and he was angry with me about something. And there are lots of things in here where I've had past boyfriends say things to me like, "You disgust me." That little heart there, and somebody spat in my face one time. My mother also experienced multiple personalities. And she actually said that to me when I was younger. She said I used to have multiple personalities. So all of these things that are that I've embroidered on here are either experiences or actual words that have been said to me and that I've carried with me through my life. I made this when I was age 46. So this just sort of represents how we carry negativity throughout our lives. And once I embroidered them on here, it was actually very therapeutic, and I was able to kind of release and not say get rid of those memories, but I put them in a different place in my mind so much. And, you know, I just like to, when I do some of this work, like to focus on female identity and how much we are, how much we take on through words and experiences, and how it can affect us. So my relationship with my parents affected me a lot in who I chose as boyfriends, and how I allowed myself to be treated.
Can you share a little bit about the length of the arms and the nose and what these?
Yes. So I learned a lot about the idea of exaggeration in art, and I loved the idea so much that I incorporated it into my artwork, where like the long arms on the body that represents me could mean, you know, I'm trying to reach out and seek help and try to, you know, find answers to things. My legs are cut off because many times I felt like I felt helpless. I didn't know where to go, who to turn to sometimes get rid of like all these experiences and how it was like affecting me. Things like my big boobs, that was an exaggeration. I always have had big boobs, but they were often the focus of a lot of men's attention. And so I was sort of exaggerated them so that to promote the idea that that's a big part of me and kind of who I was and who I became. And we have, which part are you looking at now?
Your mom's legs.
Okay, yeah, same thing with my mom's legs. I mean, we all have cut off legs, basically, especially with my mom. Like, she also was, I think, stuck in a lot of situations and didn't really know how to get out of them. And then my father, the same thing, really. We were stuck in an apartment for many years. He was stuck in many jobs he didn't like. So that sort of represented our, you know, inability to move forward.
What about his arms?
Yeah, his arms are a little bit more snake-like. And I did that because I felt there was sort of always like this grip on us, you know, almost like the tentacles of an octopus even, just sort of, you know, kind of holding on to you as a way to, for me, it was a little bit of a, just the idea of he was always had his grip on me in some way. And then I have a long penis because I did, as I got older, kind of realize there was sort of this covert incest type of relationship where he would tell me that I was so beautiful. He made some other comments to me, like, I think I put it on here, like he would say, I like that little, oh yeah, I like that little nightgown of yours. So he made a couple of comments to me that I thought were inappropriate, and again, it's like a man constantly thinking with his penis, and so I needed to include that in there, and just
the nose or the, what is that?
Yeah, this was his part of that. I think that was more of his. This is his tongue, actually, not his nose. Now that I think about it, he stuck at his tongue a lot when we were growing up, and he did that when he was angry. And this kind of goes along with a slap on my face. He'd said I was actually dating an older man, and he was very angry about that. And so he said, "You're not my daughter," and with his tongue out, and slapped me in the face for that. So yeah, there was just a lot of, you know, a lot of sayings, a lot of things, experiences. It's like you keep those memories in your head a long time. And it's kind of funny now that I'm talking about them. I kind of had to think back because I did put them on the doll. I've almost forgotten some of the story behind it. Partly age also, right? But it really is cathartic when you do that, so really great way to process some of that information. But yeah, I mean, when you look at my doll, and you know, it's a compilation of a lot of negative male experiences that I had, and you know, to me it's a result of experiencing the relationship that my parents had with each other as well.
Is there any advice you'd have for women who might want to process things similarly?
I would definitely say to write it down. I think that I'm definitely speaking to somebody about it, because I was in therapy for several years, and it did help me process a lot of information. I think finding some kind of art form to help process it is really, you know, to me beneficial, whether it's through painting or drawing or embroidery. You know, I think it's like helping get that information onto a different permanent surface rather than your body, I think is most important. And people do that in different ways, whether it's through poetry or, you know, writing a song, right? Every bad breakup, you know, how many songs are there for bad breakups? And so I just say, you know, trying to transfer that information to a different place in your heart and your mind is helpful.
Thank you.